Hey everybody, welcome to Going for Two with Zach and Sharona. Tonight we're going to talk about a plethora of topics including deflated footballs. What's going on with that?
Why do you guys like to play with your balls so
Who
much, Zach?
are the I you yes. We do like to adjust things. They're never quite up to NFL standards,
I mean,
shall we
between the
say.
Patriots playing with their balls and Marshawn Lynch having to check his junk constantly to make sure it's there,
I
I just don't
know.
know what to think about you.
Well, I'm sure it's been a mystery for years, and it's probably never going to totally clear itself up, but that's kind of what's happening. I know we're dragging you away from the very important Pro Bowl draft that's going on at the
Yes.
moment.
I'm
From what I heard,
so
it's into the second hour, and we have like
I'm so
people have
excited
died
about it.
waiting to find out who gets Andy Dalton. Is he going to be like the kid on the playground, the last person you draft?
Everybody wants
Oh
the gingers.
no. The Ginjas. We still have some coaching changes. The Bears have the Broncos East going on for some reason.
Yeah, they do.
And which Titan appeared on the Bleacher Report list of top free agents? All this and more on Going for Two with Zach and Sharona. Sharona, what's up?
Busy, busy, busy. I'm extremely tired. I apologize for all of the technical difficulties. It's been a week. My desktop computer went out. What today is Monday on Wednesday on Monday, and so I'm having to use my laptop for everything, and I've had to move it around all over the place, and it went schizo on me for a little while.
I see that.
By the way, cheers, Zach. Happy Beer Wednesday.
What's the beverage?
I
Beer.
am drinking a local beer,
Gerst.
the Gerst.
Now, is that the one that used to be like an old brewery and then they shut it down and they kind of started again recently? I think.
I don't think it ever
I don't know
shut
if it's
down. They got bought out. Now they got bought out by
is it the
another.
Yazoo Company?
Mm-hmm.
It's one of the big names in the Nashville brewery
It
scene.
is. They do an excellent job.
'Cause you got a scene going there.
Gerst is a beer that was produced and distributed by the Gerst House, which is a local treasure, and they got purchased too as part of this whole deal.
Isn't
Nice
that
beer.
is that near the Titan Stadium?
It is very near the Titan Stadium. It is right by the Titan Stadium,
Ooh,
right across from the Shoney's,
where the magic happens, right?
where
I'm
the
afraid if I
magic
keep
happens.
petting this cat, he's gonna fall off the desk. Chewy is pushing my laptop further and further off the desk until it's probably gonna fall off. So be warned.
Did you have
Yeah.
your? You look like you got your ears lowered.
Me, no, same haircut.
Not
Maybe
yet.
actually, like, I think last time I just came out of going to the gym, and when I do that is take a shower, and it just fluffs up on you.
It,
Without the
it, it gets
product, it's not the
poofy. Is
same.
that what
Yeah,
you're saying? It gets
it just,
poofy.
yeah, having to have a product, it's just not right. Or maybe this will help my look.
There you go. That's
The
exactly what you
cat
need.
keeps pushing me, dude.
Yeah, that's a
This
clown
cat is
hat, bro.
poison. Jeez, he just likes the computer because it's warm. He doesn't care about anything else. So we have Ballghazi, Ballgate. What else can we call this whole situation with
They were calling it Deflategate.
Deflategate? I mean, it is unfortunate, well, that it actually wasn't in a game that mattered at all. So it's like, did you really need to cheat at this point? And then, of course, what's the deal with the one ball that wasn't deflated? What's going on there? Is that the ball they're going to give to Gronk for the first
There's
touchdown?
so many
Spike into
different
the
stories.
stadium?
There's so many different stories running around out there about this issue, and so much hypocrisy. It's just been kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, they never catch the Titans cheating. What's that all about?
Well, if the Titans are cheating, they're doing it very, very, very poorly, even worse than the Patriots.
Yeah, I'd say. Because it seems like anytime something like this happens, or the recording of other teams, they're like, well, every team does it. They just don't, talk about it. And then it's because the Patriots have so much success. And I'll be honest, I actually was rooting for the Patriots to lose to the Ravens. That's how annoying they've gotten. But I don't know about this one. I don't think they're gonna like go, okay, we're gonna put the Colts in the Super Bowl, because then the Seahawks would win by like 50. So it might be
Yeah.
just as bad as last year's Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, the thing is, and it's
Can't.
so stupid
Sorry.
because
Cat.
you say whatever you want, it didn't have any effect on the game.
What do you think about this deal, Cat? You like it?
Zero. I'm completely not in favor of the Patriots being taken from the Super Bowl. I think that's dumb.
Well, you're gonna do maybe like a fine or something. I can't believe they take away any draft picks or anything. I mean, give me a break. I mean, it is kind of amazing that they've been able to get the 6 Super Bowls in 14 years. That's kind of unprecedented, although it's nicely spaced out.
Well, now, the other thing was legit, right? I mean, it was the thing that other teams were maybe possibly stealing signals is a thing, and we know that, but it definitely has to me, in my opinion, has a much greater impact on the game. I mean, how often? Anyway.
Yeah, I think this. I don't know if this happens every year, but just the fact that there's 2 weeks between the championship games and the Super Bowl, you don't actually talk about the Super Bowl until like the week of the Super Bowl, and sometimes like Wednesday or Thursday. You got that stupid, all media allowed where they ask goofy questions of the long snapper thing that goes on. But really, this week, no one's really talking about the game that much. And really, this looks like it's actually going to be a good game, so that's what I'm looking for.
Mm.
Hopefully, Patriots lose again, but that's okay. I have to prepare myself that there's a possibility.
Well, God is on the Seahawks side, so they should definitely win.
Yeah, so is that what was behind all those turnovers earlier in the game? I mean, the Seahawks literally
Divine
played the
intervention.
worst game that they could have played, and they managed to pull it out. I mean, I actually thought both games could have been, blowouts. I thought the Patriots had a better chance, and, well, naturally, that was a close game for about 32 minutes. But the Seahawks game, I mean, I don't know. Did Russell Wilson have like 7 interceptions all year, and he had 4, and he had one he threw right into Clinton Dix's hands.
Hmm.
And so I was at a friend's house, and we were about to do dinner, and Allison shows up. She's the house Seahawks fan, and she actually was going to go in another room, and then she decided to come back. So she was there for the comeback. So it's clearly her intervention. The Seahawks
We have
fan
Allison to thank for that.
led them to victory. I mean, you could say there were probably 20 plays that happened in that game where if something else happened, they lose. I mean, they punted with 7 minutes to go. You're like, you're down 2 scores. Throw an interception with 5 minutes to go. They're down 2 scores. There's no way they get the ball back. Didn't Marshawn Lynch score a touchdown? It got called back, so it took him an extra minute to
Hmm.
score. And then Russell Wilson did the Matty Mock play where Matty Mock like does the crazy spin in the back and just
Hmm.
throws it as far as he can to the guy who happens to be open for the touchdown.
It's not a spin; it's a twirl.
Who, by the way, was actually supposed to block on that play, and then the fake field goal they got, and the onside kick where the guy who's supposed to be blocking decides I can catch it, and then doing off his face. That play reminded me of great moments in Titans history when the Jaguars onside kicked, and they kicked it right to Michael Griffin, who had no one within 5 yards of him, and it was like a grenade. He's like, no, get this thing off me, and then the Jaguars got it.
Oh Lord, poor Mike.
But that happens. So yeah, a lot of stuff had to happen, and I mean, I don't know. I thought maybe Patriots would be the closest Super Bowl, but I still think Revis and Browner covering whoever all the undrafted free agents the Seahawks have at receiver might be able to cover those guys. So who knows?
Who
But
knows?
Marshawn Lynch, I don't think there's daily fantasy for the Super Bowl, but if there is, Marshawn Lynch should cost your entire salary cap by himself.
Yeah, really.
Because of the way that the Ravens ran on the Patriots, I mean, what else do you want to do? And he was destroying the Packers even when they were getting blown out. I mean, he was looking really good the whole game. And
Yeah, he had a great game.
I don't even think he grabbed his crotch when he scored that last touchdown.
He did.
He did? Oh, okay. He did.
He definitely did.
Well, since you're covering, the league, now you have to keep
That's
track of
right.
things,
See, I'm
right?
up on all
Did you
this
have a little
stuff.
sheet of paper with a little tick mark for every time that he
I
grabbed?
did. I was keeping, yeah, I was, making my little notes, checking them twice.
Well,
Gonna find out who's naughty or nice.
one thing that does happen for the Super Bowl that people do get into is those crazy prop bets. So maybe the over under a number of times the camera catches Marshawn Lynch grabbing himself.
He's about that action, boss.
And will he be allowed to have Skittles on the sideline? Like, will there be an official candy of the Super Bowl that?
There's a strain of weed named after him now.
Oh, well, see, I'm missing out. Things you get by not living in Washington State, huh? It's fun there in the Northwest. It's a different country almost.
Mm.
And they have lovely beer, but they have good beer here too. So yeah, another thing that begins this time of year is what I like to call men in shorts season, where adult sports writers watch recent college graduates take off almost all their clothes and get weighed and measured, which happens at the Senior Bowl this week. We have the morning where everybody is tweeting like each guy's height and weight and all that, and it never fails to be a little creepy. Maybe you dig that sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's that time of year where men and some women are part of the draft process. I sort of maybe pretend to be. No, I've always been a big draft person, but yeah, it's that time of year where mostly men are tweeting about how great some dude is cut and looks chiseled
Hmm.
and may or may not be at weight or what have you. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of that. Oh, well, the guy's got to be this weight and this height and this hand size to be this position, and all about the small hands, but it's okay.
Well,
Maybe
we did
it'll
find
affect the
out as
football.
part of, Ballgate, Deflategate, whatever you want to call it, that Tom Brady has small hands and Aaron Rodgers has big hands.
Yeah, that came up. Wasn't that Teddy Bridgewater last year? It was one of the reasons why people were talking down on him is because he didn't have hand size. I bet Vince
He,
Young had real big hands.
he wore the gloves.
He wore the gloves. Uh, Tom Brady. Yeah, last time he won the Super Bowl was age 27. Now he's 38. Is he going to do it? Is it time? Is he due?
Has it been that long?
He's had at least 19 kids since then, right? He's a fertile dude. But I mean,
Three
that
that we know of, I think.
one thing that maybe to our personal advantage is that the Titans coaching staff is coaching. I don't even know which side they're coaching. The North in the
No,
Senior Bowl,
I believe they're coaching the other one. I think the Jags are
South.
coaching the North.
I'm all flipped over.
I believe. Now, don't hold me to that, but that's my recollection.
So does this give the players an opportunity to learn what a real NFL coaching staff is like, or what a real NFL coaching staff isn't like? How to consistently be at least slightly worse than the opponent, kind of, coach them up deal.
Well, it is interesting that the teams that suck the worst in the league are the ones down there um, going through the process.
Well, I guess you got to take advantage of the opportunity because a lot of these guys are going to get kind of interview coached and workout coached, and this is so close to the end of the season that maybe you get these guys early on. I'm not going to pretend I'm keeping track of all the names. I'm going to try to do that as time passes, but right now it's just, okay, we'll let it go. Because usually the guy who's like the MVP of the game ends up being like E.J. Manuel or something. Or was a Christian Ponder one year was like the MVP of the Senior Bowl. I mean, you know.
I forget who it was last year. Yeah, I
Football.
mean, an invite to the Senior Bowl is a good thing. I'm not constantly surprised at the guys who turn it down. But I mean, Marcus Mariota, however you pronounce it, is likely to go where he's going to go regardless. I mean, a guy like A.J. McCarron, I think, could have benefited from it, but
Yeah, I think he was
maybe he's
borderline.
avoiding. I mean, maybe he's avoiding these two coaches, hoping that they don't draft him.
Yeah, I
Well, the
mentioned.
Raiders probably won't because they've got their quarterback.
Well, I saw the story that Ken Wisenhunt said that Marcus Mariota had a open invitation to the Senior Bowl, and I was like, well, Ken's going to get to see Mariota when the Titans play the Bucks next year. But the Bucks fans who responded to me on Twitter were saying that the majority of the Bucks, I guess, brain trust or beat writers actually think they prefer Jameis Winston, which we
Yeah,
would both be
that's
like, well, we'd probably be okay with that.
yeah. That's
You
I think
guys have him.
that's the current thought process. Yeah.
I mean, did Mariota really take a big hit because he lost the championship game, or is it just Jameis Winston has the better pro tools?
Well, they think that the thing is that a lot of people believe that Jameis Winston is the most pro ready because he played in a pro style offense, whereas Marcus Mariota played in a spread offense. But now Chip Kelly seems to be wanting him, or maybe he's just trying to help drum up interest for him. But so because there was a report that the Eagles might possibly move up to try to snag him.
It just sounds like one of those rumors that has nothing behind it other than he has his own player. I know he drafted a couple of guys last year that were on Oregon, so there was something to it, but I don't see that happening. I mean, it's not quite on the level of that rumor that was it Justin Hunter for Johnny Manziel that happened earlier this year?
God, that was so. I
Talk
mean,
about a lose-lose trade.
if you look at a lot of the stupid rumors, there's sort of a common denominator.
They're stupid. Yeah, when you see rumors for like trades and they just involve skill position players like a fantasy league, then you're thinking this might not have anything to it. And plus, NFL teams don't really trade, so that's kind of it.
They're fairly rare, yeah.
So did both Jarrell Casey and Delaney Walker make good on their promise not to go to the Pro Bowl if other guys bowed out? Because I'm pretty sure guys have bowed out. I don't know. I just was looking at the quarterback position. I didn't see anything else.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely been a lot of guys who have bowed out and whatnot. I don't know what Jarrell Casey or Delaney Walker decided to do about that.
If there were a Titan in the game, would you watch?
Because there's a Titan in the game, or I
Yeah.
mean, I
I mean,
wouldn't watch just because there's a Titan in the game. No.
I know you're not really a fan anymore because you're a professional, right?
No, I mean it's not that. I don't have. I've lost that loving feeling. I mean,
Oh,
uh,
they don't send you flowers anymore.
I can't say that I have that feeling. I don't think that there's anything that they're doing right now to attract fans. But from where I'm coming from, no, I don't. I don't feel a fan connect. I don't feel any kind of fan connection.
She's lost that love and feeling, plus the Pro Bowl kind of sucks.
Well, the Pro Bowl
Yeah.
does suck, and nobody cares, and they've ruined it with this stupid draft thing. I mean, they'd
Well,
already ruined it, but now it's even dumber than ever.
I just remember 2 years ago. Yeah, it had to be 2 years ago, where they basically switched teams and let Jeff Saturday snap the ball to Peyton Manning because Peyton wanted to touch Jeff Saturday's butt one more time. And the funny thing was Jeff Saturday was like elected to the team even though he had been benched by the Packers midway through the
Yeah, I
season. Because
remember
it's a
that. He
name,
didn't even start the last four games.
it's a name thing. I mean, That's unfortunate. It's such a weird game that like six running backs make it, and like three quarterbacks make it, and four offensive tackles total make it, or like four cornerbacks total make it. So, and they don't do a like a 3-4-4-3 kind of deal on defense. So I don't even know how they figure it out. I think they have like four defensive ends playing. Plus, I don't know. Can't they do like a skills competition, like some kind of like home run derby or something, or a 40-yard dash? Because these guys don't want to crash into each other after doing it for 20
I
weeks.
might actually watch that. A race, put some of the fastest guys, pit them against each other in a race, let them, race 3 out of 4, 3 out of 5. I mean, something. I might actually watch something like that, a skills contest.
We could throw in some sponsors. We could have like a defensive lineman eat an entire Papa John's pizza and then try to run a 40-yard dash and see how they do. That'd be great. No, not so much.
That would be like an eating contest.
Yeah, I think some of those players could do quite well on that. Where's Albert Hainsworth when you need
It's
him?
kind of weird if you've ever watched one, and I don't watch them very often, but I've caught some coverage of them. These eating contests are just owned by some of the skinniest little people you've ever seen.
Yeah, it was always the hot dog eating contest. There's that skinny dude from Lake Japan, and then there's a one U.S. guy. And it took a while, but the U.S. guy went like, "Yeah, the eating contest goes back to U.S. where it belongs, America."
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we have Clint Eastwood's next film project already lined up, so that's
Really?
nice.
Great
Yeah.
moments.
Now I forgot, is this game because they had it one year at the Super Bowl site, but then they went back to Hawaii? I don't even know where they're playing
No,
it.
it's in Arizona this year, which is another thing. I mean, if you're going to do it, give the guys some incentive to be in it.
Yeah, I think it was the Rich Eisen biography, and he talked about the Pro Bowl and how they basically just got an entire like hotel that the NFL rented, and most of the players spent all their bonus on bringing over a bunch of friends and family to the game anyway, which is sounds like how it should be. Get a
Like a
reward.
little
You going to
vacation.
Phoenix? Come on, Phoenix. Come on. That crazy looking Cactus Stadium. Although, is that where the Patriots won the last Super Bowl? Is that where they lost one of them to the Giants? It's hard to remember. I like the good old days. Like, it used to just be the Super Bowl was just LA, New Orleans, Miami. And until the 70s, there was no chance that any team from those cities were going to the Super Bowl, so it was perfect. It was a nice escape. But now it's every city in the AFC South except for the Titans. Yay! And basically every city in the NFL except for Nashville is open for a Super Bowl. It seems that way anyway. Now that they let New York do it, they'll probably do one in D.C. or Chicago or Green Bay. That would be a hotel nightmare, I'm guessing. But
Yeah, there's not a lot. That's the thing.
Detroit's had like two.
That's the thing
Minnesota's
that's
had a
going.
couple.
That's the thing that's going to limit Green. And there's not, because it's dairy country, farming. There's not a lot around there either. So, but they definitely should allow a Super Bowl at Lambeau, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we'll have another one in Atlanta because we have our giant suck of state
Your
resources coming in.
sphincter stadium.
I mean, so it's $600 million
That retractable roof looks like a butthole.
they're paying for the stadium, and then our governor's like, part-time like employees at schools aren't going to get health insurance anymore. Oh no, I lost her.
You lost me.
Well, you're still talking, but I don't see you. I see your sunglasses face. Almost forgot what you look like with sunglasses on. That used to be all we saw back in the day.
Back in the day.
There she is. Oh,
There
she's
she is,
back.
Miss America.
Of course, I think the last time the Super Bowl was here was when the Titans played in it, and it was like 40 degrees the whole week, and everybody complained because it was so cold. I mean, it was.
The Titans were definitely the last Super Bowl to be played in Hotlanta.
Although I don't think it was as cold as they thought it was going to be in New Jersey last year. It was actually kind of temperate.
It was not nearly as bad as the Ice Storm Bowl in Dallas.
Yeah, the Jerry Jones Dome, where all the games go, where every team except the Cowboys wins championships, right?
Right.
Yep. So, okay. This isn't going to be a hard one for you, but here we go. This is the trivia
Okay.
question.
I
So
know.
according to Bleacher Report, in what position does the Titans have the top free agent in the entire league?
I would have to say at outside linebacker, and that's Derek Morgan.
Punter with Brett Kern.
Oh yeah, is
Yeah,
Brett Kern a free agent?
he is. I thought he had a. They kind of snuck under the radar because he was like wasn't he a rookie free agent? Like Denver cut
Did
him,
he
and the
have a
Titans
voidable
signed
year?
him.
Because I don't think that he showed up on the list that I pulled.
Well, the professionals at Bleacher Report say otherwise, but yeah, the top. There are actually some really good free agents, but I'm guessing most of the top guys are gonna be like franchised. I mean, I don't think Ndamukong Suh can be franchised because it's gonna be like 25 million, but like Justin Houston from the Chiefs is available, and there's no way. Both Des Bryant and Demarius Thomas are free agents, although they'll probably be
DeMarco Murray,
franchised.
isn't DeMarco Murray a free agent?
Yeah, I saw Music City Miracles. Somebody posted the Titans should sign DeMarco Murray. I'm like, isn't that just another Chris Johnson, a better probably Chris Johnson? But um, yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. But I bet the price for a top flight running back has gone down.
Yeah, I'm just going to be curious to see what
Like
his deal is.
like the top guys last year got about like 3 million a year, and most of them didn't even get a multi-year deal. Like DeMarco Murray get 6, 8. Chris Johnson was getting like 10. Oh, Titans. Oh, that was painful. Although I will admit, last weekend I did wear my Chris Johnson jersey because it just looks good. It's the old Oilers. It's the year he got 2,000 yards. Let's just forget everything that happened after that. Let's just
I'm okay
pretend
with
that
that.
football spontaneously combusted after 2009.
Okay.
Yeah. No, maybe. So I'm pretty sure the Titans will be able to re-sign their punter. I don't think there's going to be a bidding war unless the Raiders want to go for it. It's doubtful. Yeah, I know. Punter talk, just not that exciting, huh?
Well, I mean, I would think that they would have some interest in Brett Kern. He did a pretty nice job. He only had maybe one game last year where he didn't have, wasn't at his best, but he's been very solid and reliable for the most part for them. But it's a new coaching staff. He wasn't brought in by this staff. Who knows what they are thinking or how they will be evaluating. Because, they admitted that they pretty much sucked at it last year.
Yeah, that was a great moment in Titans history. It could have been with the Lions. So the Lions would have gone 2-14, and the Titans would have made the playoffs. Imagine the Titans with Jim Caldwell. Wow, a different world.
Imagine.
I mean, the thing about the Lions that was weird is their offense was kind of mediocre. I don't know what happened. What happened to them?
Matt Stafford did not have a very good season at all. He was on one of my fantasy football teams, and I was so desperate that I picked up Eli Manning, of all people, and then he started sucking, and I ended up picking up Russell Wilson, and I think I finished in third place in that league.
Russell Wilson on the on the waiver wire? That's wild.
I was desperate.
Jump on that. Well, I mean, his passing numbers aren't great, but he ran for like 800
He
yards this
runs, I
year.
know. Yeah, I was very happy. His production was fairly nice and steady. He got me through the rest of the year.
Whatever gets you through the night. So, do you want to talk about your new gig? You want to discuss your new role
Sure.
and what you're doing?
Well, I just put out a little announcement that as I have kind of grown, I guess, a little bit, I'm going to be covering, instead of covering the Titans for NFL Female, I'm going to be covering the entire National Football League. So that's very exciting. It's really actually kind of a relief, really. So it's a great opportunity. I'm so excited to, to kind of expand my horizons that way. I mean, I pretty much pay attention, to the entire league anyway, and so it's going to be fun.
So you get to see the wide world out there and
I
go,
get to see
other teams
the
play
wide
good
world.
football. There's not darkness everywhere. It's not so bad.
Yeah, it was last year was incredibly difficult.
Hmm.
Not just because the Titans were not a very good football team, but because I increasingly became aware and cognizant that they weren't providing me any pleasure. And people want to talk about loyalty and fan loyalty and all that, and I'm loyal, but I ain't stupid. And if a team isn't providing me any sort of enjoyment, why? Why are you required to stay and suffer through that? I came to the conclusion that it was just best that they deserve to have someone cover them from a fan perspective, and so I'm happy to step aside and allow someone else to have that opportunity while I take over and do something that is going to provide me with with an opportunity and with a lot of joy and satisfaction.
So would you say that kind of the hazing process at NFL Female would include covering the Tennessee Titans?
God. Well, they need a Jaguars reporter too.
Hmm.
Um, so
Get it
no,
together,
I would not.
Jaguar females. Step it
No, I would
up.
not say that. Look, I have
Fans
nothing
of
but good.
sparkly outfits, get it
I
on.
have nothing but the Sparkle Kitties. I have
Mm.
nothing but good things to say about it.
Not
So
the
if you're a
Titans.
Titans fan out there and you want to write about them from a fan perspective, get at me. Or NFL female. I'm going to tweet that out, by the way. I
You're in
meant to do
charge of
that
the
last
whole
night.
shebang. You get to like interview people and stuff.
I hope so.
You get to determine how it all works out.
The inside scoopage.
We'll have to get let's get Liz on and have a talk about the whole
We need to
site,
bring
the
Liz
whole
on.
concept. Get the female point of view out there, people, because the Titans have that
Hmm.
stupid Housewives from the '50s thing going with their female Titans fan thing
Yeah,
that they're still doing like for the third year, I think,
yeah.
which isn't good because we need
No,
all
I
points of view.
didn't. I didn't appreciate anything at all about that. I just nothing that they're doing is appealing to me.
Is there another team that's doing stuff that you're like, woo, that team's doing it right?
I think I'm just going to follow the
You have to
league,
figure it out.
follow the league as a whole, and follow players and causes and stories, and focus on as much as possible. Of course, you can't focus entirely on the good and the positive, but that's going to be my main focus. Of course, I'll talk about the controversies too, like Ballgate.
Oh yeah, Ballgate.
Which is just
So you're just going to be covering like the Patriots and the Cowboys and maybe the Seahawks and who else did everybody talk about? Steelers. Oh boy, Ben Roethlisberger. He's one of your
the
favorites.
Ravens are a very popular team. The San Francisco
Uh,
49ers are, but they draw
I
interest
know it sucks. They're
and
like
they're
a
popular.
well-run franchise, except for occasionally hiring criminals. But every NFL team has a couple of those. That's what we find out, sadly.
Sean Green got the first carry after his arrest.
Oh yeah, well you got to support. But what was that? A DUI? I don't even remember. What was he charged with?
He ran for
DUI's okay.
he basically did something stupid and then ran from the cops.
Hmm.
He parked in the wrong spot, in like a handicap
And the
spot, and then
cops caught him from behind.
the cops were like, "Dude,
And he fumbled.
what?" Well, the problem was he didn't have a license, and he was running for that.
Huh.
And so,
Yeah. I really hope they don't have him again next year. I mean, they have one position where the Titans have at least a little bit of intrigue is running back, except when they use a bunch of mediocre kick returners to run draws on third down and long. I mean, you have Bishop Sankey, who's supposedly, I don't know, either he was really, really good in college based on metrics, or he sucked based on people who looked at him. Um,
There was
but
a divergent opinion on Bishop
but it seemed
Sankey.
like as soon as he had a horrible year, everybody who said he sucked was talking. Everybody who said he was good, shut up. Um, it was just like, yeah, after the fact, it became very obvious what he was or wasn't. But Antonio Andrews was an interesting. I mean, they picked him up. He's an undrafted free agent, and he played some. I feel like he could do Sean Green probably okay. We'll see. And then they got Lake Seastrunk, who was a draft pick by the Redskins. I said that name. Sorry. Um, and he's fast, except he can't catch passes. But who knows? He was a practice squad guy, so maybe there's something. Because one thing that has been weird over the last 5 years of the Titans is they haven't had. It seems like they haven't really had anybody good come up from the practice squad who's helped them out. Like, I remember Michael Preston like kind of snuck in there, and then he totally disappeared with the new coaching staff. And they had a bunch of crappy, mediocre, free agent types, guys off the street. So maybe there's something at least at one position for the Titans, the least important position in the NFL. Now it
So
seems
the last
replaceable.
few guys from their practice squad who've been successful, either with the Titans or with another team, Kerry Williams, Antonio Johnson, LeGarrette Blunt.
Oops. At least he beat the Colts.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously, here, let's just get this out of here.
Okay.
You needed to cheat against a team that won the AFC South? Seriously?
Yeah, that was the stupidest thing. I mean, if you're going to cheat, at least be good at it.
I mean, the Colts, maybe that was another, like, Bishop Sankey moment, but after they lost, everybody's like, boy, their roster really kind of sucks, except for they got the number one draft pick and got, like, the best quarterback for, like, 10 years. I mean, I think they did fine with T.Y. Hilton, and the two tight ends they got were good, but it seems like their offensive line sucks. Their defense isn't very good except for like Vontae Davis and I don't know, was it one of the linebackers out of Canada was pretty good, but
Jarrell Freeman
yeah,
is good.
I mean,
DeQuell
they
Jackson
seem,
didn't have a bad year for
they
them.
seem a little empty other than they got that quarterback, but hey, that's what you need in the NFL. But
They got Jack Doyle. There's another one, Jack Doyle off the
I
Titans.
remember every time I see him, like, hey, the Titans got him. I think I actually wrote about him when I was at 1 year at the Bleacher Report when he had to write about all the free agents. And he was one of the guys you're like, he might make the team. And he didn't, but then he made the Colts. Yeah, he's been their third tight end.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're at the end of the roster, the playoff money actually looks way better than it does otherwise. But, I mean, you can't say it was a bad year. They had a good year. They've moved up every year, wild card, divisional, championship. So they're going to Super Bowl next year, right?
Well, they're taking advantage. You know, the division's been weak for a while, and they've certainly capitalized on that.
Yeah, it is bad. We'll see who challenges them next year. It's like the Texans get a quarterback. One thing I saw and looking at that Bleacher Report article just about top free agents, can you guess who the top free agent they think is at quarterback this offseason?
Jake Locker?
Brian Hoyer,
Oh, yeah?
who, like every mediocre quarterback who has a pulse in the NFL, has been rumored to come to the Titans. I swear it's like anybody. Like, quarterback, all right, well, there. Oh, they'll trade for Jay Cutler. Oh, Peyton Manning's coming here or something. It's like, man, there's not much out there. I mean, this seems like their opportunity at number 2, but I don't know.
Where did Jake
Not
Locker
letting me
fall on
pick.
that list?
They actually mentioned Ryan Lindley on the list, and Jake Locker didn't even come up. So there you go.
Okay.
I've
Sorry I
heard
missed that one.
about him maybe going to the Bills or something. I mean, someone's going to sign him like as their backup, although they better sign a third stringer if they do. He's really good if he doesn't play. So we'll see. I mean, I'm kind of intrigued to see how it goes because I've been, watching those, was it the NFL Network shows, and they did the one on the 2006 Rose Bowl. I don't know if I mentioned this last week or if I just watched this, but it was funny they did this. So it's a show on the 2006 Rose Bowl. What a great game it was, and all the guys who made the NFL. And the first guy on this show who actually is still in the NFL is Frosty Rucker, who
Huh?
missed a tackle on the last play of the game. But it's pretty crazy to think that Vince Young is 31, and it's been 3 years since he's actually been on an NFL roster.
Hmm.
And kind of the same with Matt Leinart. Like, and just to remember that they actually wanted Leinart, but it was the owner who was like, "No, we got to get Vince Young because I got to."
Per who? Listen, there have been so many
Oh, and
stories about that. They wanted Liner, they wanted Cutler. I don't think that they were truly
actually,
married, huh?
I didn't actually hear much about Cutler, although ultimately he was the best pro by far out of that group. It's just because I don't know, because he went to Vandy, he just got knocked down a bit. Maybe that whole quarterback wins thing isn't as important as we think.
There was definitely some interest between the Titans and Jay Cutler.
He was a local guy. I mean, they had the connection because Fisher went to USC, and Norm Chow was a USC guy, and they just had good talent at USC. Although their receivers
I
haven't
actually,
done so well.
if you want my opinion, I think the interest was stronger in Jay Cutler than it was Matt Leinart. I really don't think that Matt Leinart was ever truly in their crosshairs.
You don't think, huh? It's just a good
No,
story. And who
no.
else did we see on that show? Lendell White, who I think the Titans wanted Devin Hester, and it was someone who said, "Let's take Lendell White." He was good for that 1 year.
A smash and
Um,
dash year.
yeah, I think it was Doug Veach of the Under the Helmet, like the Dynasty podcast. He's on the RotoViz podcast this week, and he was
Hmm.
talking about USC receivers, and he was talking about
Like
comparing
Damian Williams.
comparing USC receivers to like a certain brand of cereal that you always buy, and every time you get it, it just doesn't taste right. But for some reason, that box is just shiny and it looks good, and you get it. So they're basically calling USC receivers like a moldy box of cereal
Hmm.
because they always get NFL prospects, and they just don't quite seem to pull it off.
Yeah. You're not smart really to trust USC skill players. When was the last time they produced a good quarterback? Carson Palmer. When was the last time they produced a good wide receiver? Name one. I mean,
Yeah.
well, Reggie Bush, he's kind of a hybrid. Go
I
back
remember
to
they had
him.
the other Steve Smith who had like 100 catch season and then disappeared 2 years later because he got an injury and didn't have that elite skill set, so he was out of the league. So it happens. Was it R.J. Soward? Who was the guy the Jaguars picked and didn't even make the team the second year? It was pretty.
Well, who was the
Bad.
guy who was the big name guy the year that the Titans took Damian Williams in the third round?
Was it Mike Williams? Big Mike Williams? Because I was also watching the 30 for 30 on the whole Maurice Claret situation, and when he
Mm-hmm.
decided to challenge the NFL rule, Mike Williams was with him, and he
Mm-hmm.
had to sit out a year. And Mike Williams was a guy who got taken in the top 10, and Claret barely got drafted and got cut. I feel like he got
Didn't the
he
Broncos,
got done
Mike
waiting.
Shanahan and the Broncos are the ones that drafted Claret, as I recall.
Yeah, they drafted him, and then he tried to come up with this weird contract where like he would get a lot of money down the road, but no signing bonus. So he sucked in the preseason, and from what I was just watching, he was having an alcohol problem. So they just said, "We don't have any money invested in you. See ya," and he got cut. Because he was like a second round rookie pick in my dynasty league. I remember that. And then he didn't even play. He didn't play in the preseason. I mean, that was. But I feel like after his freshman year, he probably could have been like a top 10 pick. But they have those rules. I think every once in a while there's these exceptions that could make
There
it.
was a local kid who everybody thought was going to be all that, and it seems like he ended up at USC, or was it UCLA? What was his name?
Another
Yeah,
4-star that UT
yeah.
signed.
No. Well,
It was
UT wanted him. I think Patrick Turner, wasn't that his name?
yeah, he ended up. I think like he was one of the top at a high school, and then he was like a 4th or 5th round pick, and he bounced around for a couple teams, but he didn't make it very long. Stuff happens with these highly recruited guys. So USC, watch it. In 2006.
But
Hey,
Jarrell Casey is from USC.
I know. Well, maybe defensive lineman. Because the Titans seem like they haven't done so well at those 2nd round picks. Oh, but who's in the Super Bowl? Hakeem Ayers. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
really.
So the trade the
Hey,
Titans made,
Akeem, you go, baby.
the trade the Titans made with the Patriots
But he
was
sucks. But he sucks. He can't
their
play.
7th round pick for the Patriots 6th. So it could be pick 701 for pick 632. Now there are going to be compensatory picks, so they will, maybe 10 picks. But yeah, they're going to move up 10 picks for a guy. Yeah, they couldn't figure out how to play on a team that didn't have much in the way of linebackers. So yay, yeah. I think somebody posted it was like, do you want Sean Phillips or Akeem Ayers to go to the Super Bowl? I'm like, hey, at least somebody who was on the Titans roster this year is going to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
We'll take that. LeGarrette Blount, I mean, well, he wasn't on the roster
yeah.
because they cut him for special teams linebacker. Woo! Yeah.
I'm trying to
Blount
think.
did become a superstar, but he fits okay in the Patriot system. He looks really good against the Colts. Titans can't run the ball against the Colts, but everybody else can.
Is Floyd Reese still in the Patriots front office?
He might be. I can't remember. But yeah. So who are you rooting for in the big game? I know it's a week away, but
Go Hawks.
well, since Alice has become a Titans fan, and Matt Waldman, who was a Titans fan and switched to Seattle, and that was a couple years ago, so it was before the Super Bowl. So why not?
I didn't know Matt Waldman used to be a Titans fan.
Yeah, he was like I think he's from Cleveland, so he liked that. Remember the Titans where they had a style? They had that bruising offensive, they had Eddie
Yes, I
George was his
do.
kind of running back. Steve McNair was really tough, and the defense was
I
good, so I don't
remember when
blame
the
him.
Titans used to be fan worthy.
But there's just nothing to connect to now, so that's a bit of a problem. If you like that sort of thing, connecting to players and teams and all that good stuff.
If you
If you
like
like
being a
players who are
fan.
good at football, Titans may not be for you. Yeah, that's what you should. That's an NFL female thing. Like, try to have someone who's never watched NFL, and their first game they watch is like Titans Jaguars, and they'll probably never watch it ever again.
Well, they might not know any better, and they might think that that's awesome.
They're bloody brilliant. hmm They are the brilliances. You didn't do much in the way of notes. So what else you got on your mind? What's happening? What's the other
Well,
school? No.
in addition to my big news that we just talked about, it really is it's such a weight off of me because I really wanted to go back to being able to enjoy football, and so that's kind of exciting. But I'm also finally, I think, fingers crossed, getting ready to finish up this little project that I've been kind of teasing Zach with, but not telling him very much. When it all comes out, it's going to make total sense to everybody. But I started writing, the writing process. I'm still doing some of the background stuff, some of the research, but I've got about a little over 700 words, I think, right now written, and I'm not even remotely done, close to being done. So I think it's going to end up being about a 3,000 word article, and the process of doing it has been a lot of fun. It's a little different for me, doing something a little different, and so I hope everybody enjoys it.
Anything else? I mean, is this a sports thing or
It is non-sports related. It is
non-sports?
completely non-sports related, and it's been a lot. But if you know me, it's not surprising, and so it's kind of it's cool. I think it's gonna be all right. We'll see.
So something you're putting on your site, or what you doing with it, or is that part of the secret?
That's part of the secret.
Gosh, man, tell ya.
I tell you, but I'd have to kill you.
Every week there's all these secrets. The secrets. What's the secrets about?
We women
Don't
are
be deflating no footballs.
we women are just full of secrets. Doesn't have anything to do with deflating footballs or inflating them, as the case may be, because Aaron Rodgers likes his plump so he can sink into it.
Like a perfectly cooked sausage off the grill. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. It's all with the grill action. Yeah, I have to say, one thing I miss about football is it was a good excuse for day drinking, and that's kind of over now. So, you know, on the weekends. Dang. I mean, during non-football season, probably lose some weight.
Well, see, there
You
you
know,
go. Run a
what a combo.
marathon. Get healthy.
No, no,
I've
no.
started my spring cleaning. My spring cleaning around the house. That's been kind of cool.
I still don't quite understand the whole marathon thing because, based on the legend, the first guy to run one actually died after it finished. So I don't know how it's become a thing. And I see people who actually do like double or triple or no, I'm going to run for 24 hours straight. Okay, I'll do an hour on the elliptical. That's enough. Well, it's
Now,
not enough because I can't listen to all my
I've trained
podcasts.
for half marathons. I've trained for half marathons. I have a friend who used to train and do triathlons. Was very good at it. So I got an opportunity to watch him in action. Those things are grueling.
Well, yeah, you're like swimming, was it 2 miles and biking like 200 or
Yeah,
something
it's
crazy, and then
crazy. I don't
you
know what the
finish. Your
numbers are.
finish is a marathon,
Mm-hmm.
which for the fastest people in the world is like 2 hours and 15 minutes, and probably
Yeah, it's
5 hours
crazy.
for a normal person. That's where we got sunburned. That was one year. Our friend Don was doing the Nashville Marathon, and it was on draft day, so my dad had like a little radio and he was listening to the picks. And because it rained before the marathon, all his socks got wet. He was like an hour behind schedule, so we all got sunburned because the sun came out. We're just waiting for him. And I'm just glad that I was in the car that was not he was not in driving home because he was rather stinky.
Right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way it
Mm-hmm.
goes. I don't even know. I may have done I think a 5K is the most I've ever done. So that's it. That's all I got.
Is that all you got?
I could probably do more. I mean, I did like 8 miles on the elliptical last week, but that's the
Well,
elliptical. You're not moving.
so Zach, you wrote an article for my website where you were talking about, um,
Yeah, just for
yeah,
you.
how
Special,
I
exclusive
know it was
content.
good. It was very good. Do you plan to watch the Titans? Pay as close attention to the Titans next year as what you have?
We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know. I would like to be more intrigued. Just because I'm involved in fantasy, I don't think that's going to stop. And I still like watching good NFL football, as I saw this weekend. But yeah, I don't know. It'd be nice if they could pick up like the Oilers colors and pick up about 10 more good players, and then they could be something. But yeah, right now it's been I don't know. I'm not as worried. I mean, I think we mentioned last week I was talking about the game that made you the most angry or something, and I don't even really get that worked up about it as much anymore.
Yeah, I'm not.
Like I lost, I'm upset, and then like 10 minutes later, okay, I'm good.
Yeah. No, I mean it's hard to be emotionally invested in, in something like that.
Yeah. So what does that mean for? Are we going to be able to survive without the Titans?
I think we'll survive. I think we'll definitely survive. You know what? I think we'll probably healthier and happier.
Yeah, you don't have to be sucked down. It's like, oh, I was a Browns fan all my life. It's like you don't have to be a fan of the team you grew up with. You can switch, or you can move on to something else. It really is if
Well,
you're
see,
not
I grew
enjoying
up
it.
a Cowboys fan, and so this
You
is,
poor dear, and you
yeah,
survived.
I
Post-traumatic
did. I
stress
survived.
disorder. Danny White, Troy Aikman. Oh boy,
Danny
they were
White
good
was
for a
my
while.
hero. As a child, I idolized Danny White.
He was so close. Didn't they go to three straight championship games and lose? I mean, really, as much as the Patriots in the past decade could have won like five Super Bowls, I mean, the Cowboys have won. Well, have they won five? I think they're 5-3. They could have won 7 or 8. I mean, they were close. I mean, they said it was the first. It was the year I think before the Ice Bowl, and the Packers beat the Cowboys. But if the Cowboys had won that game and won the first Super Bowl, they could have been calling it the Landry Trophy instead of the Lombardi Trophy. But maybe they'll call it the Belichick Trophy someday, huh?
Maybe.
And all that cheating stuff, no one's gonna even know. It'll be like a footnote.
Did
Not
you
that.
see where Mike Ditka said that he wouldn't want his son to play football?
Well, I don't. Yeah, of all the people to listen to regarding that, the guys who actually played in the NFL, you're like, what? Yeah, what's it really like? Do you want your kids to play? So you do wonder in 20 years, is there going to be a different kind of game? Like, are they going to throw a football to a guy and then he just stays where he catches the ball and you just touch him or something? Because yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens to our lovely game.
Well, it's kind of ironic to me that we've got so much drama going on right now over balls. And when you step back and look at it, I mean, these guys are out there
Just saying, we always have
giving,
drama about balls, but anyway.
these guys are out there giving themselves head trauma literally on every single play and sometimes intentionally trying to hurt each other. And we're concerned about a few underinflated footballs that really didn't have an impact on the game. I just, okay,
We're
all
talking
right.
about playoffs. Playoffs? Playoffs? Inflatables? What? Yeah, I just think we need something to talk about. It's hard to say because yesterday it seemed like it was a rumor, and now today it seems like there's more information behind it. But I can't imagine anything more than a fine or forcing Bill Belichick to coach the Pro Bowl. I like that one. That was one that was brought up.
Well, when you think about it, how many
Who
people?
is coaching the Pro Bowl? Is that the championship teams? I always forget.
Uh,
Yeah,
mm,
I think Jeff
mm,
Fisher coached them once. Anyway, you probably had an actual like point as opposed to what I was blathering.
no,
Go ahead.
I've forgotten what
Now
it
it's all
was.
gone. Oh no, I dragged
The
it
moment is
down. I'm
lost.
so sorry. So sorry. Come on, there we go. Pretty, pretty princess. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You make a very pretty
Is there
princess.
more? Oh, okay. We got the. Oh,
Oh,
next week.
is your birthday next week?
I will be 41 next week.
Oh, we must celebrate.
I will be older than everybody except for a couple of kickers.
I will bring the good beer.
So when I have a beard, does it look like this?
Oh, God. I'm
This? Is that? Does
actually,
it look like that? Is that what it is?
I am actually going to,
I can
no,
see you. Oh,
oh
yeah.
Lord, I'm not going to bring beer. I'm going to bring something else, something to celebrate with.
Yeah, it's getting deep, it tells you. Yeah,
Light your candle, make a wish.
next Monday.
Oh, okay.
Football season never to end. Oh, there's sounds? Wait a second. Interesting. It's actually, let's see. Oh, see? You got the drama going.
Mm-hmm.
When your joke goes poorly. This is for the NFL in general.
Zach has finally found the sounds feature.
Thank you, thank you. I got older and I didn't die.
Answer the door.
Like dramatic. The Tennessee Titans will continue to suck in 2015.
I hope not. I mean, I do. I hope not. For the guy's sake, I hope that they do.
So that's all. There's not more. Anyway, I'm sorry. I was having fun. That was good. So hey, we've been talking for like an hour or so. So I guess we should, let everybody get back to their lives and stuff, right?
Right?
So NFL female, is that lead writer? You need to get some kind of cool title, right? You got like business
I
cards and
do.
stuff.
You're right. I like that idea. I thought head badass was good.
Yeah, well, I always try to help. And I want an NFL female
I
first.
almost put that in my profile. I think I'm actually going to. Head NFL badass for NFL female. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Be cracking some skulls. So you're gonna be,
Respect my authority.
you're not one of them football writers who says, I quit football during the off season because there is no off season, right?
There is no off season. I actually am going to be writing some draft coverage, and I've thought about maybe jumping in the car tomorrow and heading to Mobile,
Just for the heck of it?
just for the hell of it.
Doesn't I don't know, I feel like everybody focuses on the practices and then once the game starts everybody leaves. But
Yeah,
maybe
they do.
maybe it's the time to go. I don't know. You at least get to see the players. I know it's a big kind of job fair for everybody trying to get their foot in the door. You could be like head badass for the Titans because they could use one. One person who knows what they're doing. Just one. That's all we ask. Okay, so Sports by Sharona on the Twitter.
Sports by Sharona.
That's where you find her. I'm Zach_Law. Currently kind of having a pause on the football content. We'll see. I really should get those interviews rolling again because it's a lot of fun. Just had the fantasy trade show, FTSA or FSTA. I never remember which one. Some big thing going on. People want awards and stuff. Just talk about what's happening now. I did hear that daily fantasy technically isn't happening for the Super Bowl, but I guess they're not allowed to do it when there's only one game, which is okay because I played one daily game this year and I lost. So obviously it's not for me. Anyway, ZACH_Law, where to find me. Going for two every week. We may be bringing on some draft people, some NFL people, just to mix up a little bit. Because that's how we do it. We don't stop.
We do it here.
Some people stop, but we don't stop because you know what? We're football crazy, and that's how it goes. Going for two land. So thanks everybody for watching, and good night and good luck, and go footballs.
Go sports.
Inflated. It's like this, not like this. Anyway.
Like this.
Glad I could explain.